Welcome to another episode of Mind Matters with Kay. Today I have Mr. Dorian Rothmiller from Willingboro, New Jersey. What up, D?
Hey y'all,
Oh, what you got in that cup?
how y'all doing? It's water for
Oh,
your
okay,
intents and
okay,
purposes.
okay. I mean, it was looking like cognac for a second, the way you was
I
swinging
mean,
around.
I'll swirl my water a little bit. I'm fancy on fancy
I
during the week.
see. I see. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, so today we're going to be talking about the link between psychology and the soul. Now, when you mentioned this subject matter to me, I was extremely intrigued because I'm big on psychology. I'm big on the spirit, soul, mind, everything. So I was extremely intrigued to have this conversation with you. And you are a very intelligent person, conversationalist or what have you. So I'm eager to just like dive in to find out what the link is between between psychology and the soul. So without further ado, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Cool. So first, the I don't even want to say the link. Right, the link is like I don't want to say a buzzword, but it's just something people can relate to. But they are one and the same, and science
Okay.
completely acknowledges it. Right. So here's the
Mhm.
fun part about it. They acknowledge it in so many different fields, from theoretical physics to actual genetics. They
Mhm.
actually know. They tell you what it is. It is your mind,
What is your mind? Psychology or the
your
soul?
soul, your soul. And psychology is the study of the mind. The etymology of the word psychology literally goes to the word soul. It's not like mutually exclusive things. These are one and the same. The
Okay.
only people who are confused about this are the people whose minds are being fought for.
Now, when you say people's minds were being fought for, I need you to elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay, so if your mind is the soul, right, you can have heaven or hell here.
Hmm.
And people do. People live in absolute misery. You see millionaires jump off of roofs all the time. Your heaven and hell is right here. And it's
Yeah.
all in your mind. How you think literally dictates everything else. Your worldview dictates everything else.
Hmm.
And you see this very practically every day. But your conscious mind tries to explain away everything. Right. So what happens is you see that everything is completely wrong. Right. For
Hmm.
instance, and that wrong is relative. Let's just say that. Let's start off with that, right? Because
Okay.
people say, "Oh, people gonna get karma, right? Karma gonna eat you up." Well, what if that person don't believe that stealing is wrong? What if they were raised to believe that stealing was okay because maybe their mother or father stole and was justifying their lifestyle to that child? Is that person still gonna get karma for it?
I
Your
believe so.
soul has a,
Yeah.
huh?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because even if somebody, again, it's all about belief. There's no right or wrong.
Hmm.
I think that even if in that situation, you may not think it's wrong, but what you put into the atmosphere is a boomerang. It's going to come back, regardless of what you believe or what
So
you
then
say.
you do. So then you do believe that whether because most people say that you speak something into the atmosphere, right? But before
Manifestation.
it, but before it's spoken word, is a what? It's a thought,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
we could say that thoughts, right? This is when people say manifestation, right? A thought can change your reality because it
Mhm.
does.
Mhm. I was gonna say it does.
So here's a good link, right? Real cool little fun fact, right? It's like an anecdotal thing, but it's pretty cool because you can back it up with science.
Mhm.
When people have DID, dissociative identity disorder, or what most people commonly call multiple personality disorder.
Mhm.
Let's say you had it. So we have K, and then we got Kim. K can have diabetes, but Kim don't have it when she kicks in. You can be tested, and your body won't pick up diabetes. That's how strong it is. That's how much your mind matters, right?
Minds
No
do
pun intended.
matter, but that's a little crazy.
That's
Like,
not crazy. That's actual science. This is. I'm not.
no, no,
So first off, for
I'm
any
not,
of your
I'm
viewers
not.
that's watching, I always recommend, especially for us Black folks, please listen to the interview with your Google on, because sometimes things are going to come up that's going to sound crazy to you,
Mhm.
but we won't have to like worry about this conspiracy theory or not, because I'm not going to say anything to you that you can't find on Google readily.
Mhm.
Which, by the way, you should always go like 4 or 5 pages. If you don't hit see more results 3 or 4 times, you probably ain't finding out nothing. But I'm going to tell you something that anything that I mentioned to you is something that's readily able to be checked. I do not like to speak on things that people cannot go check out. So when I tell you the word psychology literally means the study of the soul, you can look up etymology of psychology and you will see those words come up.
Okay.
Okay. So when I say that, I'm not saying that to say like, oh, look at him, he's a guru, because that's not what I am. Anybody who knows anything knows he knows nothing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not him. What I am saying is that the things that I'll tell you are things that you can check.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have a self, like most people think an ego is a bad thing. No, an ego is what keeps you regulated. An ego is the thing that tells you, hey, you might want to delay your self gratification for right now, because that thing might have actual consequences. So people who are very haughty and very prideful, we say they're egotistical, but they're not actually egotistical. Egotistical would make you slow down. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because most things that we think mean something actually don't mean that thing. It's important for you to know. That's why the brain and the soul is so important.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
one thing I'll say is I'm not challenging you on anything you're saying because again, I'm learning. This is, I'm tolerable
I
to
welcome challenges. I don't take them personally. That's how we grow.
listen,
But go ahead.
don't start with me, Dorian. Okay? Don't start with me. This is not what you want.
I know what I'm messing with, girl. You
Just hear me out.
yeah, go ahead.
So, so I'm not challenging you. I'm tolerable to various perceptions of the mind because I understand how powerful our minds are. So I
Absolutely.
like to look at life through other people's eyes.
Mhm.
However, um, do you think that what you read is a matter of perception, right? So you can read. So let me break it down a little bit more. So me and
Mhm.
you could read the same thing, or two people could read the same thing, and get two different perceptions out of what was read, right? So
Mhm.
do you think that although you can Google, although you can, research it, do you think that it's still perception still plays a
Yeah,
role,
absolutely.
right?
Your discernment means everything.
Mhm.
Two people can actually development, right? For instance, um, and put a pin in the rest of the development for later. Um, but all of these things have an impact on you.
Yes, they
I
do.
think that yes, we can read the same thing. When I say Google it, I'm saying because Google is a when you notice somebody's telling you something that you can at least fact check, you can at least start to expound from that.
Yeah.
So without being pretentious, I'm not going to tell you how many books I've read, but I'm pretty well read. And my kids always ask me, how do you know what the truth is? And I said, because the truth has
Mhm.
a way of repeating itself without being asked. So I'm reading different books about different things, and I'm seeing these certain themes and certain things being repeated over and over and over again.
Okay.
I don't I don't read a lot of fiction books because for real, the things that's happening in real life are way better than the fiction. So like most of the stuff that like I'm serious. When you like
So
for
what
the
type
average
of books are
movie,
you reading?
um, I love science. So almost any kind of anything that has to do with physics, thermodynamics, computer science, anything that I can see what I call the code. It's just a little weird thing that I have, but it's like a code. So
Okay.
you know how people question whether there's a God or something like I don't question that. I don't question like if something created this. It definitely did. There's no
There is a God, but
but I don't get into what his name is or whether he beatboxed or not. I don't care about all that. I just
well, he
know
definitely beat. He didn't beatbox.
but I know that something intelligent created it because it's too it's too synergistic itself. See, so I'm an intellectual, but I'm also a very simple person because I believe that that's what it is.
Mhm.
I can look to nature and see how simplistic it is, even in its exquisitry, even in its beauty.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
mean,
simple.
science plays a role, but I think that what God is to everyone, it varies, right? It depends on again your environment, your upbringing. There's a lot of stuff that everything
Hold on,
starts
you
from.
missed one thing
What's that?
because those things are great, but your mind disseminates all of those. Your mind decodes and tells you what your environment makes you feel, how it makes you feel, and all those things. So everything that you just named, those things mean nothing without being processed through your mind.
Okay, you lost me. I need you to
Bring
run
it
that
back a little
back.
bit.
Yeah,
No
yeah, yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah. You lost me.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm not disagreeing with you. It might sound like
Mhm.
one. because it sounds contrary, but
You're challenging. It's
it's
okay. It's all right.
actually not a challenge. I'm actually very much agreeing with you.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is that you ain't go back far enough. Like you went to the environment. No, seriously, you went to the environment, you went to all that, and all of that is 100% dead on.
Mm-hmm.
But when you experience your environment, your brain, from the moment you open your eyes, everything that your eyes see, your brain is taking in and disseminating. And from that moment on, you're making judgments and everything based off of that. That's why TV is so dangerous.
No, it
That's
is.
how huh?
No, I said no, it is. So are you saying like if somebody grows up in an abusive household, are you
Hmm.
telling me that because of what they went through, I'm just trying to make the connection, right?
Hmm.
So are you saying that what they went through or what they've endured or what they've seen, they're not actually seeing because like if their mind is able to translate it a different way? I'm a little
Well,
fuzzy
that's
on
what
that.
dissociation is. Just think of the dissociation for a second. This is
Hmm.
when you step outside of yourself, your
Okay.
mind. In your
Hmm.
mind, you literally split a part of you off so that you can deal with an environment that might be hostile or overly stimulating or whatever it is. Psychologically, it's not good for you.
Hmm.
And because your brain is built to preserve itself, what it does is it's showing you its power early, even though it comes in a dysfunction.
Hmm.
Dissociation, please make no mistake, it's definitely a dysfunction. It's not a flex like
Hmm.
everybody thinks it is. To be able to just cut people off with no feeling, this is not.
Not cute. It's not cute.
So
No,
it's really not. But people anyway.
it's not.
So and and I'm saying that to say like when you have this split, what you are doing is just splitting off a part of your brain. This is again to show you the power of it, but this is not a good thing. Now,
Can you
people will say to you,
put your face in the phone, Dorian, so
I'm
we can
sorry.
see you? Yes, sir.
I
There
told
you
you
go.
old from time to time I it slips.
It's all good. It's
I
all good.
forget that I have to do that. All right. Um let's say what I grew up in um might not be we might grow up in the same situation, but it might not affect me the way it affects you.
Right.
And I know this because like how we were talking about your sons. I have sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, two of my sons, for instance, without putting out too much personal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they had a really bad time one night. It was traumatic
Mm-hmm.
with both of them. They were in the
Mm-hmm.
same position.
Mm-hmm.
One of them experienced what we would look at as less trauma because the other one had to get physical and all of that. But the one that had to get physical and do all of that stuff, he doesn't carry anything with him. But
Okay.
the other one, it required about 12 months of really, really intense, I don't want to say therapy, but let's just say talking and getting through things.
Yeah.
And these people were in the same environment. So yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. How somebody takes something, it really does mean something to that person, the individual. Because
Yes.
it depends on how much of your soul did you have. When women go, like even something small as postpartum depression.
Mm-hmm. That ain't small.
Mm-mm. I'm saying the topic is small. When you
Okay.
understand how things work, it's a small thing. It really is. See, what we'll think of all these psychological jargon, right, to explain what you're going through. But at the end of the day, you got imparted with a piece of the creator's soul, which you then share with somebody else. Do you know what that's like to give somebody a piece of your soul? I mean, you do, you had children, right? That's a crazy thing to go through. Of course your body's out of whack.
Yeah.
If a man doesn't understand how things work, it's very easy for a man to take a woman for granted who has postpartum depression and be like, oh,
Being
she just trying to
extra. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
she's just being dramatic right now.
Yeah. Yep.
She just trying to get extra attention because she had
Yep.
the baby.
Yep.
I don't think her sleeping all crazy, not doing her hair, and walking out here looking like the goddamn exorcist is not her idea of a good day. I think she could come up with other ways to get attention. But if you don't know anything, and let's just keep it real, we don't want to know anything anymore. This is why our society is going to a valueless, shameless, baseless society. That's where we're at
Yeah. Yeah.
because like oh, and this is gonna sound weird. And it's football season. Great, have fun. I go to football parties every Sunday. I
Mm-hmm.
don't watch it. I just really like to be around my family.
Okay.
And if we're not doing something like that, we usually don't get together.
Mm-hmm.
So people feel like if you don't indulge in something, then you have to be against it. You don't. I
No, you
think
don't.
sports. I think sports are kind of crazy to me a little bit, personally. It don't make me judge my friends any different because they watch it. I use that
Yeah.
as a way to connect with people
Right.
instead of disconnect.
See, but
See,
I don't
somebody else will look at
understand.
that.
I'm sorry. I don't understand why people like even all right, just for example, what you just said, even if you felt that it was crazy for your own personal reasons, and maybe
Yeah,
you have valid reasons, right? Because
yeah.
no one can ever tell you that you're wrong for feeling how you feel. But what would make somebody judge somebody that they well never mind, I answer my own question.
No,
People are just,
do it,
I was
girl.
gonna say I answered my own question. I was gonna say
Do it.
as I was
Realize
speaking,
on
I'm
me.
like, okay, Kim, there you go. No, so like I don't understand how somebody could judge somebody else based off of their perception of something. Like everything is tolerable. We all are everybody's different. And wouldn't you want people to have varying opinions or perceptions about it? Because that's how you learn, right? That's how
I
you
mean, it's
grow.
easy for you to say, so I bring a pedophile in the room. Hmm? Oh, now we want to judge them, right? Okay.
Yeah,
So here's one
that's
thing
different.
about
That's different. That's different, Dorian.
here's, no, let's keep it real.
That's different.
I've never heard anybody say I don't judge unless there's some fuck shit going on that they indulge in. When you don't indulge in shit, you got a fine line. Just like when I just said, if I bring a pedophile in that room, your face was like,
I'm
oh.
be looking for my gun.
You know why? Because that's some. I don't know if we can curse on here. Can we curse?
Go
That's
ahead,
some
yeah.
fuck shit, and you're not with it. You're
Well,
very judgmental on that. You have
well,
to take a
here's the
stance
thing.
on things that are wrong.
And I'm gonna tell you why we will be super judgmental on that. There's different levels, right? I don't personally judge, but when it comes to a pedophile, yes, because you know why? They're
Because it's
ruining
wrong.
children. It's wrong on so many levels, but you're also you're screwing up a kid from infancy or toddler, however old they are. But you're essentially stealing their life from them. You're stealing their soul in a sense, like going back to
Okay.
what you said.
Well, let me give
But
you a little bit of pushback on that. And by the way, I'm
you
not
about to
cheerleading for
defend
pedophilia.
you about to defend them.
No, 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 not at all.
Don't make me not like you, Dorian.
You see me give you a disclaimer, like
Okay.
don't. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
All
giving you
right. All
pushback.
right.
I'm giving you pushback on the mindset.
Okay.
So you say that, right? But with it, at the same token, this person don't feel like their wants and desires are wrong. See, in a place where you can do it, where everybody can do what they want. See, that's what happens. That's why the power that be wants you to feel like that, because they can throw a whole bunch of shit in the gray area. See, if you once they convince you a gray area is real, I could throw a bunch of shit in here. I could have you believing that broken homes is supposed to be the way homes are. Hmm? I
To
could
a
sell
degree.
you on. I could sell you on female empowerment, where you get on national stages and you think getting on all fours and twerking in front of a camera is female empowerment. I remember black folks saying we want people that look like us on screen. Yeah, they gave you a bunch of gay ones. Now you can't watch TV where they show you a heterosexual relationship that's healthy. Not either boring or niggas is cheating. The only ones that you can get that's healthy now is lesbians. But you want people that look like you. See, if you what you
So
have to understand is you do in this world, when you say you believe in a spirit, then you got to believe that positive and negative, like what people would call
they
evil
exist.
and positive, right? Demons and
Yeah.
angels, all that. It's all the same thing. And
But
it
hold on.
really does exist.
I
There's
want no, it
tests for it.
does. You can't have if you believe in positivity, you can't have positivity out the negative, right? Like it's a
Absolutely.
balance. It's a balance.
Absolutely.
But I do want to go back to something you said. Now, here's the
Yeah.
thing with pedophiles, right? You said that they don't believe.
First of all, I do not want to be known as the pedophile guy. So that was that was just an example. I just want you to
No,
talk to, because I don't know your fans, I don't know your viewers, and they don't know me, but they know you. So I just need you to tell them, like, yo, this dude is thorough. He's not one of them dudes.
no,
Okay.
he's not. He's not. He's
I want
listen.
to be
He's
known as that guy. That's all I'm saying.
like that's the one that was talking about the pedophiles again. No,
Yeah. She's
Dorian's
like, yeah,
good,
before you,
guys.
I just want to talk about you and your homie ass pedophile. Nah, that's not my homie.
Nah, disclaimer, he's good. This is just
Okay, all right, appreciate that.
this is just talk, right? But you did say because I agree with what you said, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna also bring a different dimension to that.
Okay.
So because pedophiles don't think, some of them don't think that what they're doing is wrong. There's their natural feelings, right?
Yep.
However, you have to challenge that because when they're doing it, they're not doing it in the open. They're doing it in secret, right?
Come on. Come on.
Hold on, and then they're manipulating children to think that what they're doing is right. And if you tell, then it's our secret. Don't tell. We'll get in trouble. So if you think something is right, you wouldn't have to do it behind closed doors. You wouldn't have
Hold
to
up.
creep. Excuse me, I'm preaching. You wouldn't have to. You
No,
wouldn't have
because
to wait
listen,
for
you
the parents
are.
to
Please
leave. Like, so
continue.
then how right are you? Like, you're being a creep.
Okay. So here we
Now
go.
you can have the floor.
Now listen, and I don't want to seem like a soothsayer or a psychic, but
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I feel like my words sometimes are, I know that they make a difference because of the reaction you just gave me, which takes me to my next point. What's different from that in the sneaky link? Think about what you just said. Hold
But
on.
that's
Just think about what.
children. It's a big no,
We can talk about. Listen. Listen. Hold on for a second. When we talk about adults, this is what I mean about. See, the question that you asked that this is all linking to was the
yeah,
trauma from childhood.
right.
See, we're all going through this child. That while why the pedophile has the desires and shit that he wants, no different from everybody else. This is where every holy book is trying to tell you, but we don't want to hear it. We want to come
Mhm.
up with, oh, there's degrees of this and there's that. No, it's all two sides of the same coin. So what it is dishonesty. Like you said, they're manipulating and they're doing things in the dark that they don't want to be found out in the light. Same thing as you with cheating and everything else. These are all what this boils down to is just a corruption of the mind. And that's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to get. That's what I was trying to get you to see with the pedophiles. It's an extreme situation, right? And I was praying that you came with that pushback, the exact way you did. That's why when you said it, I was nodding. I wasn't disagreeing. I was
mhm.
nodding yes. Like, come
Okay.
on, baby, realize with me. What you're seeing is a corruption of morals and values. And what
Yes,
we're
big
trying to
time.
do is we're trying to decide that the pedophile is worse than the lying husband. But both of them being dishonest. Both of them are creeping. They're both manipulating. They both doing. So what I'm
They
saying to
are.
you is, I'm sorry.
No, it's all
Um,
right. No, I said they
um,
are. They are. But human beings, we have the natural tendency to gauge which sin is worse, because but God says all sin, no sin's greater than the other.
that's called judging because you said you ain't judged
It,
earlier.
yeah, to a degree I do. A
That's why I
pedophile,
told you we all have to.
I am absolutely judging a pedophile because you're screwing up children. They're
Me
not
too.
even given the chance to
Me
be
too.
healthy adults.
Me
You,
too.
as an adult, you're a creep and you're stealing this child's
Me too.
innocence. So, in that regard, yeah. Now, do you judge cheating husbands? I mean,
Me too.
what
Yes, I do.
I'm not married.
I do.
I don't cheat. I've never cheated. So I
I do.
can't really speak to that. But
I do.
you do what?
I do. I cheat. I, I,
Wait, what?
I judge
You know
cheating
this is
husbands.
recorded, right?
Yes.
Wait,
Listen.
you cheat.
No, I didn't say I
Why?
cheat. I said I judge cheating husbands.
Oh, I was about to say, woo, child, you done started a whole nother topic. Okay.
You know
So
why?
why?
You know why? Because you
Why?
can't
Tell
throw
me.
I cheat on my wife in my face. See, it's easy to cheat. It's listen. It's easy to judge what you want. Listen, when you don't indulge, this is why don't nobody fact check. You live in a land of liars now. If I start fact checking what you say, you'll be able to expose my lies too. I ain't gonna say shit. I'll let you tell me shit I know is a lie. Hmm? This is why you got millionaires online sending you fucking seminars and they ain't never made $1,000,000. You ain't checking into it. You live in a lie, they live in a lie. That's why you fought for the lie. It tell you that in the Bible too. When you live in lies for so long, God will turn his back on you, and all you'll see is that lie. He'll let that lie destroy you. That's why these bitches be out here buying $500 wigs and they electric ain't paid. Same thing with these dudes. These dudes out here paying for chicks that give it away for free. Literally. To dudes that wear lugs with a 13-inch penis. Listen, what I'm saying to you is, go ahead and laugh like go ahead and laugh like I ain't telling you the truth. Go
What
ahead and laugh like you
happened
don't
right
listen.
now?
I'm just saying every now and then. Listen, so
Woo!
and not that, and again, why do I know this? I have a worldview. We live in a country with 50 states. I've been in 38 of them for over
Okay.
9 as a grown man,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a few different countries, a few different
Mm-hmm.
islands. You get to see how people live on different fronts.
Mm-hmm.
If your
Mm-hmm.
worldview is a county,
Mm-hmm.
what you gonna think?
Your perception is limited.
What are you going to think about relationships, friendships, how to maintain those things?
Listen,
Don't you think your
you're
trauma
a product
impacted
of
being?
your environment. So if you're not going out seeing different things If you're stuck in just a county level, all
Mhm.
you're going to see is what happens in that county. But if you
Absolutely.
go out and you see, like you said, different cultures, how relationships are run, you now become balanced because you have something else to fall back on except for what is just in front of you, right? It's
So
never just.
you asked me, you asked me, yes, you asked me, I think it was last night when you contacted me. You said, "Are you going to be in a headspace for that?" Right?
Mm-hmm,
Because I
mm-hmm,
told you I went through some stuff at court.
mm-hmm.
It looked like I went through some stuff at court. I'm
No,
chilling, right?
you
You know
chilling.
why? Because there's a confidence that comes with knowing how things work. I'm not reactive in my life.
But you know that
So
comes with experience, right? And maybe because you've read a
it
lot.
does.
Not
But it
everybody
comes
has that luxury.
but it also comes with having to face my problems head on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have the luxury to run to Instagram, which I don't have. Right? I do this. This shit is conscious. It's not like I don't know how to set up an Instagram. I got a Facebook, so evidently I know how to do it. But
Mm-hmm.
what I did was I went back, I looked at the patent of it, and I seen that Instagram had DARPA on the patent, and DARPA is a
It had
weapons
what?
manufacturer.
It
DARPA,
had what?
DARPA,
What's it?
DAARPA. It's a weapons manufacturer. That's who's on the patent of Instagram. But let's not talk about that. But once I saw that, I said, "Hey, they only make weapons. This might not be okay. Let me stay off that." Then I started looking at other things like text-based social media versus visual-based social media, and I started to notice that there were lots of problems with visual-based social media, such as Instagram. It's higher rates of suicidal ideation, higher um, um, things of envy, like all these things that are horrible, depression, uh, self-esteem issues. It's linked to all this shit. It's like blooms since Instagram. And there's one thing I know for sure. In order for you to want somebody else's shit, you gotta stop liking your shit.
But don't
It's
you
literally
think
how it
that
works.
all of social
I'm good
media
with
is
that.
not just, although like I'm not refuting, I don't know nothing about the dark. What's in the
See the
hell?
face?
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead.
I'm not refuting what you said because you're a research guru. This is the first I'm hearing about a DARPA or anything. But
Yeah.
do you not think that that's all of social media though? Whether it be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, it's because it's all the same people, just different platforms, right? So
Listen.
they
No.
all they all cater to depression and suicidal ideation. Excuse me, ideation. What is that word?
Ide-
Ideation.
yeah, ideation. There you go.
I couldn't spit it out for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It happens all the time with me. I mean, iamization, everything. Yeah, I got you.
Be saying everything but the word.
Yeah.
But I think they all play a role because again, like you said, if you're looking at what somebody else has and you're comparing your life, it doesn't just happen on social. It doesn't just happen on Instagram. It happens on
No, no,
all
no.
social media platforms.
What I was saying was again, see, balance. Why have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook?
I agree.
Why?
Unless unless
Facebook
you're
take enough of
unless
my
you're running
time.
a business, unless you're running a business because you're trying
I,
to.
if you're running a business, whatever you listen, there's no such thing as wrong or right. Everything's relative, but it's balance. That's the point.
Right.
You can. I don't care what you're doing. Like you think I don't lie? I lie for fun because listen, I know I got to do a certain amount of fuck shit because I'm doing good shit, right? So a lie is something that I can do that don't hurt nobody. You look nice today. You're horrible. You look like a walrus. Who gives a fuck? But I know that that's an ego boost for you. It's a way for me to get my fuck shit out healthily. Why? Because I'm self-aware. I understand how things work. If you don't understand how things work, you are repeating a bunch of cycles, doing a bunch of shit impulsively, right? I have lots of female friends. Do you know how many female friends I have that have done things as I'm sorry, hold up, in my camera. Okay. I have female friends and male friends, right? I'll give you my male friends first, because I know you probably got a bunch of female viewers and they're gonna be like, oh well, what am I to do? Okay. So let me give you because I by the way, I hate that by the way. That's
Okay.
but I'll give you the male guy first, right?
Mhm.
So a friend of mine come to me and be like, y'all met this chick last night at the bar, ended up fucking, right? If that's his girlfriend, and I'm sorry, y'all gonna hate to hear this shit, I don't care. I can care less. You have not made any commitment to her, no vows. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not saying that My view is the right view. I'm just telling you, it is my view. Right?
Mhm.
Until you cross that line with her, shit's on the table because I know how things work in this world. Probably like that for her too. If that man is married and he tell me that, that's a different story. My answer ain't gonna be giggle, which is why I don't keep them type of people around me. I'm
Wait,
not
I'm
gonna
lost.
giggle with you.
You
Now,
lost me
if
again.
you
You
if you
lost
do
me
tell
again.
me,
You
oh,
lost me again.
uh,
I need clarity on that because you said
okay,
if a guy comes to you and say I met a chick at a bar and we slept together,
yes,
you're
and that's his
and
woman.
then
I could
and
care less.
you said if it's his woman.
Yeah, if
But why
that's his
would he tell
girlfriend.
you he slept with his girl last night? But I thought you said if he met somebody at the bar.
No, he met his no, he's with a woman. Let's say he's with a girl, right? He's cheating, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he met some chick at a bar, had a one night stand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't what's the word I'm looking for? I don't judge people in the way like that, like, oh fuck you, I gotta cut you off because you do something I don't do.
That has
No,
nothing
my
to do with
friends are
it.
different from me. I literally have friends that are different from me on purpose. Think how can you grow if everybody's in your circle just like you?
Yeah, but then that's still what he does with his relationship has nothing to do with you though. So why?
Oh, listen, but when you bring that to me, right? My
Mm-hmm.
friends know this. My friends don't gossip to me. They gossip amongst each other sometimes. But if you know you got a friend that don't gossip, you just don't bring that type of stuff to them because you know it's gonna happen every time you do that. I'm gonna be like, well, did you holler at him about that? Once you say no, you talking about that man behind his back. That's a different thing. I don't deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to stand on something. It's not your friend. You don't just ride with your friends on everything. How are you a
No,
friend?
you're not supposed to.
That's what I'm saying.
We're
How are
just
you a
supposed to
friend
tell you when
if
you're
you see your
wrong.
friend doing something that you know is detrimental to him? Like let's say for instance, you got a friend that's impulsive. Your friend get upset. Your friend don't your friend girlfriend don't answer the phone twice.
Mhm.
First thing he said is this bitch out here doing something. So I'm about to go holler at my ex. You know there's dudes that do that, grown men that do that.
But what's the
I'm asking
validity
you.
in that?
And the reason why I'm asking that is because that's something that's so simple. Do you know how many times I've not answered the phone? Literally, I ain't cheating. I ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting on the couch. I just don't feel like talking on the phone. That just made you go do something that could literally impede your future.
But that's something that they have to deal with internally because if
Absolutely.
they're going to associate you not answering the phone with cheating, obviously there's some type of blockage there that needs to be cleared out. So that
Absolutely.
for me is just either that
So what would
or
you do
you're
in that
just
situation?
looking for an excuse to go and cheat. Because
What would you do in that
adults
situation?
have conversations. That's where communication comes into
That's
play.
called conflict resolution. You could talk to that person about your insecurity. You could do a lot of other things besides stick your dick in somebody. So
Yeah,
what is
but
that
what
telling
is
me?
okay? So okay, hold on, stop there.
Mhm.
Okay, we're going to get a little off topic here, but I have to ask this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Go ahead,
I
please.
never understood, right? I
Mhm.
never understood how cheating makes a
Like
situation better.
that.
Obviously, if you guys are in a relationship, right? If you're in a relationship and you think that you guys are having
Mhm.
problems in this relationship and you go and cheat, you are now adding to the existing problems that are there. Because again, adults, we communicate. If you're not happy, we communicate. We come up with a resolution, some type of middle ground or what have you. But if your answer is to go and cheat, then that says a lot about them.
Mhm.
I can't hear
I
you.
don't
What you
disagree
said?
with you.
Okay.
Um. Yeah.
That's it.
I don't
That's it.
disagree. At all. It's weird
Okay.
because usually, here's the worst part. You usually cheat on a person. It's not like you go home and be like, "Yeah, I cheated on you tonight." So you just hold in a bunch of more. It's not helping. There's no way. It's
It's a
just
mental thing.
darkening your soul a little bit more. A little
That's
bit more
it.
shame on you. A little bit
That's
more
it.
blockage for you. And then you wonder why you can't get your dreams to fruition. People who are
Because you're
stuck in
not
that,
doing right by people. You're not doing right by people. That's why.
and then most of your motives be wrong because that's
Yes.
what happens when you're in. And listen, not for nothing, but this is how therapists work. I always tell people all the time, therapy take you long because your therapist has seen 50 million people. He know what your problem is 10 sentences in. But if he told you, you got to cut off everybody you consider a support system, even though they're all the wrong people for you, you walk out of there. So what he has to do is he has to let you come to this realization on your own by a series of questions and different modalities that bring out things in you that make you realize it on your own. This whole time, when we said the conversation, I was like, what's going to be a different conversation? I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally letting you have my conversation for me. You're saying everything I came here to say. Your pushback is everything. It's that it. What I'm here to tell you is balance is the key.
Yeah,
There
I
is
agree.
no balance. Every time that I say something, you say, "Hey, I want to tell you something different." That is the key, but people get offended by it. That's why when in the beginning, remember you said I'm gonna challenge you a little bit, and I said I love
Mm-hmm.
challenge. I
Mm-hmm.
mean that. I can't grow without your difference of opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The way social media, I'm sorry, it's the alcohol at this
No,
point
you're
because
fine.
that was a little bit. But the way social media has corrupted our communication at this point, it's so crazy. I give a small example. Last year, I went to go get an oil change. Now, you guys can see my demeanor. I got a big head. I look like I might be tough, like
Annoying.
if I look tough. But my general demeanor is very approachable because my business required me to be approachable for a good amount of years.
Mm-hmm.
So I know how to be around everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's no group of people that I can't hold my own in that room. I walk into a Jiffy Lube. There's a woman sitting in there, and I say, "Good morning, happy holidays." And this is the face. What was she doing? In that moment, she was scrolling, and I snapped her out of reality. That was a natural thing when you do that. It's like waking somebody from a dream.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours a week do we spend on these modalities? This is important because
Yep.
even though we think this is entertainment, this is literally darkening that part that we're talking about. When you go to college, for instance, I did, right? I didn't finish, but I went, right? So I understand the fundamentals and how it works.
Mm-hmm. Wow, lost him again.
So after 2 years, you get an associate's degree because what you learned in those 4 classes for 3 hours a week was enough burned in your brain that you'll never need that degree forever. What happens when you watch Baddies East?
It becomes
What
your
happens when you
reality.
watch? Oh, what happens when you watch every show geared? I'm just gonna get personal for a second. What happens when you're watching every show geared towards Black women? Do you know what these shows are doing to you? And please understand, these shows are not made for the young 21-year-olds. How much TV did you watch when you was 21? You looking all good, that body tight, you got a little bit of money in your pocket, you out here partying, you chilling. No, these are Jones for the smart women who actually decide to get families. No, we're gonna corrupt y'all too. We're gonna make you feel like your life ain't good enough. We're going and this is what this all is. It's all envy. All of these things are deadly sins. These things are real. They are a part of the spirit. They are a part of the brain, and we keep trying to negate them and live in a world that says do what you want, even though you see the consequences of doing what you want is getting you nowhere. It's not getting you the results you want.
It's
We
not.
live in a world full of broken people who are unhappy.
We do. And you know what? And I agree with you. Social media has definitely exacerbated that, right? Because people, but the key, like you said, is balance, right? So sometimes, like for me,
Balance.
when I was going through what I was going through, I completely deactivated all my social medias, right? Because now it was
Balance.
about me getting my head right. It wasn't about what one thing I could say, even with
Okay,
that, I don't compare myself to anybody because I don't want to, my life is my life, right?
that's a
My
good
life,
idea though.
what's a good
Actually,
idea?
when you said you disconnected the social media, it's less distraction. I could see why you would do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I needed to get my head right. And
Hmm.
when you're constantly scrolling, you're getting away from tending to what you need to tend to. So if you
Yeah,
just wipe it out, then you have no distractions there.
yeah.
However,
Or less distraction. I get you.
huh?
I said, or less distraction. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but people today, social media, and then when we were growing up too, Dorian, we didn't have social media. So it was outside, your friends,
Yeah,
it's a little different.
yeah.
However, today everything is built off of social media. Everything's built off of Instagram models. And if you are strong-minded, you will become susceptible to the agenda,
I
which
got to
is
give you a little
hold
bit.
hold on, which
Yeah,
is
go
to
ahead. I'm sorry.
distort our reality, our minds,
Hmm.
and make us think differently. Not
Hmm.
everybody has discernment, right? So again, it really boils down to, understanding who you are and understanding what's reality, what's fact, what's fiction. And for me, it might watching some of it may be entertaining, but will I adopt it and make it mine? No, but that's me. Not everybody has that capability. Some
Well,
people really are empty and trying to figure it out, and they don't have role models. So therefore, they're looking at the Instagram models, thinking like, "Oh, all I got to do is sleep with him, and I'm gonna get a bag." Like we didn't grow up like that, so that's why our realities are a little different because
all right.
that's how we grew up.
Now, I would like to go with that. In most regards, I would. I have to ask you a very practical question.
Sure.
If media doesn't make an impact, or if you could just decide I won't be affected, why does Pepsi spend 50 million on a 30-second commercial if they don't know it's going to affect you?
Because
Why do these companies? No, I'm being serious, and the reason why I'm telling you this because a commercial doesn't play one time;
it
it
plays
plays repetitively.
repetitively.
That's how we all learn. When you learn your ABCs, you learn over and over and over again, right? So
Repetition.
let's
Yep.
just say on a very small level, and social media is something that we can all identify with. Now, right now, we can entertain that, right? Because that's easier.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that I'm friends with you on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, you a funny motherfucker. So from time to time, you'll make a meme and I'll share that shit, right? Because it's funny, right?
Yeah.
And we had the same kind of sense of humor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then now my friends are seeing that. How many times a day do we see that? Do you
If
know
some,
that we all have photographic memories. We just don't all have access to it. Again, these are all scientific facts. Nothing I'm telling you is conspiracy theory or
no,
weird
that's a
hotep nigga
fact.
shit. That
It's
it's
a
real
fact.
facts.
It's a
So
fact.
if every time you see it, it's literally been burning your brain. Do you understand that they was trying to make social media companies pay their users? Because what they're doing is literally harmful to the user. But
If
we will
if
negate that
they
and
don't
act like
have
they didn't really have to
discernment.
take these motherfuckers to Supreme Court for this. Like,
But again, but to your original question, why will
yeah,
Pepsi pay millions or billions for a 30-second commercial? Because they
yeah.
know not everybody is strong-minded, right?
Mhm.
So it's going to
But they know
control
a
it's
majority
going
of
to
people, not
control the
everybody, not a
masses,
little bit of people.
but no,
They know the majority of people
it's
are
going to
very weak
control
minded
the
because they know media has conditioned you to be so. When you
it
live in a
controls,
corporate
listen.
society that demands that you spend money, they have to break you.
But listen, it
Yeah,
controls the masses, right?
absolutely.
But
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
not going to control everybody. I have a very
Yeah,
strong
yeah, yeah.
mind.
That's yeah,
And I don't
absolutely.
care what somebody does and how many times they push the narrative. If I don't agree with it or if it's not resonating with me, it just doesn't. But not everybody has that. And that's what they prey on because not everybody has discernment. Not everybody has balance. Not everybody can really differentiate right from wrong. But they're taking their chances. People love Pepsi,
Oh, look at
and
the alcohol.
you got
Look at alcohol.
diabetics who still drink it. You know what I mean? But at what
How often do
cost?
you drink
Drink what?
alcohol?
I'm sober now. 2 weeks. I
Oh
don't
shit!
drink
Oh
anymore.
goddamn! Oh come on now.
2 weeks.
I've been off the
Alcohol
sauce for
free,
3 days
baby.
now. No, and the reason why the reason why I asked that is because I've been out with you before. I see you don't drink like that. You have you're a girly drinker. It's cool. But what I'm saying to you is the alcohol company don't make their money off alcoholics. They don't.
Who they making
The
it off
amount of
of?
alcoholics is very small compared to the amount of people that actually buy alcohol. Plenty of people that aren't alcoholics. That's who spends the bulk of the money. So that's what we want to advertise. We're not advertising just to alcoholics. So we only be advertising Thunderbird and Mad Dog. It's 1,000 different alcohols,
And
right?
natural ice. And natural ice.
Yeah. Yo, if my brother's watching, that she said that, not me. So Kim, you ain't shit. You. Listen.
Man.
We're gonna talk about this after the show, but that natural ice shit is hilarious. But the reason why I'm saying that is because just because we're not all alcoholics doesn't mean that our liver can still process alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not great. Because we're not susceptible to it doesn't mean because we're not personally susceptible to it
Mm-hmm.
does not mean it don't affect us. The powers in numbers. See, I'm susceptible to taxes because everybody keep paying these shits, and I keep telling everybody, but I keep telling everybody stop paying them shit. But you motherfuckers want to pay them. See, I
We
gotta
need
pay
to
them.
talk to Donald Trump and see how we
There
can
ain't
do
enough
that.
jails to lock us all up if we stop paying them, and it's that
All we
fucking
gotta do
simple.
is contact Donald Trump. He'll tell us how to do it. We
Niggas
have to
wanted
pay.
Donald Trump. Okay, let's talk about Donald Trump. All right. Now, I'm not a fan of any politician
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm one of them people that read and like, fuck you. You're the president. You don't even talk. Listen, a president doesn't do. He's only on a federal level. He doesn't even deal with 99% of your fucking issues. Why do you even have an opinion about a president?
You know why?
Seriously.
Because they don't understand that it starts at the what's the word I'm looking for? Hold on. It starts at the the
Grassroots.
municipal level, right?
There we
So
go.
you have to start voting in your communities. You have to start building up those committees to get to the, but like you said, if he's federal level, he's not thinking about the things that everyday people deal with, because he's worrying about the security of our nation, and you know wars and things that are, I'm not saying that what we go through is any less, but the president,
I think that
just
that's a nice way, but yeah,
like
absolutely.
like
That's what
like a president at a company. A president
mm-hmm.
at a company is not worrying about the people who are abusing their benefit time.
Yeah.
That's not their job,
Yeah.
right? So you have to start voting at municipal level, at the local
Mm-hmm.
level. That's
Okay.
how you get your problems resolved. But people don't
Now,
understand that because we're not taught that.
again, it's going to sound like we're not agreeing, but as a person who's been at the city council meetings, I've been at school board meetings. Guess what? There's nobody there but me.
I know, because
Me and my kids.
people don't turn
Because
out
you're
for
so
that.
worried
People
about the
only
polls and
turn
some shit that
out
don't involve
for
you.
the
Why? Because you watch
president.
the media. The media is
People
telling you what to do.
only
Just what
turn
I
out
mean.
for the
When
presidency.
you
When
know
it's
how
time
things
to
work,
re-elect
there
a
will be
president,
people in
that's when
city
people
council
turn
meetings.
out. People don't go to those.
Yeah.
They don't go to those. They're
Yeah.
relying on the president, but that comes from ignorance. People don't understand that it's
Mm-hmm.
local level. You start there. They only turn out for the presidency. That's it. And wonder
Yes,
why
ma'am.
things are not getting done, because
But
that's not
why?
their job.
Because how much media are you getting on Donald Trump versus Corey Singleton or whoever the guy is in your town? It's a different. Like, it shows you the direct correlation between media and how much people take in. So, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, again, me and you, I don't consider myself to be susceptible to a lot of this. Right? I know how things work. I know if you question things the whole time, like, literally, I read science books on it. If you want to watch a movie and try to keep yourself away from it, try to poke out all the inconsistencies in the movie. Why? Because your brain doesn't pick up regular life like this. Do you understand how hard it is for the average person to tell 2D from 3D? Neurologically, not your feelings, not whether you believe we can do it or not. Look up a science journal and see the difference on how much your brain takes in from the television from real life and whether it can distinguish the two. See, we like to talk about what we feel. I think that I don't do. No, you are not. You cannot. Some things you can't go against. You can't just be like science applies to everybody else but me. You can't.
Yeah.
They literally, like, you cannot say, like, we can't all do that, because at some point then when is the data come in? Like, people say to me all the time, how'd you learn that? I mean, I don't know. You looked up the goddamn results for Bluetooth headphones, but you don't know how nothing else in life works. You know Google works the same, right? What happens is our
Dorian, check
something like that,
your
something to
mute.
that.
Oh, there you go. You went out. Can you repeat that? Your phone is butt. No. All I can see is your mouth moving. Your phone is butt. Jesus Christ.
I got this Verizon. I got to up.
Yeah. So
Just
I
a
will
little
say
side
this.
note, real quick.
Go ahead.
Cool. Mhm.
No, go ahead with your little side note.
This out of no, a lot of, like, I do, like, a lot of, I've done a lot of these internet shows. This is like the most fluent show. Like, the way you have this is really, really cool.
Thank
Go ahead though.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Dorian.
Yeah, it really is. It's really cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, I like most people ask me questions and it feels so formal, and like I have to answer it in like a really intellectual way sometimes that I think goes over viewers' heads.
Yep.
That jargon, everybody don't need that, and everybody can't relate to it.
No, they can't.
Like, the whole reason why I learned like 50 million ways to teach it to my kids is so I can literally disambiguate it in a way so that everybody can get it.
And that's
You understand what
and
I'm
that's
saying? Like, and I like the way it flows. It's not like it's like you're not taking it too seriously, and I really like
no,
that. It's serious
yeah,
content matter. It's very serious subject
yeah.
matter. But the way that you do it and the way that you will allow me to let it go, I like it, and I
Thank
really appreciate the
you. I
platform. But go ahead, though.
appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cool, you know. So
Yeah. Pretty big deal. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I did want to say this. I think there are a few things that they confuse us about that literally have to do with our souls, our minds, and one of them things is sex. Lust
Mhm.
is a crazy thing. It's very human. It's literally built into our DNA. It's how we continue the species.
Mhm.
But how we do that dictates the level that our species will be on while we're here.
This is true. This is true.
Um, and I'm telling you that as not a person. And please, for your viewers who are watching this, I'm not self righteous. Well, I am self righteous. I'm not a hypocrite.
Mhm.
The thing that I'm telling you, I didn't always know. It came
Mhm.
from growth. It literally came from making mistakes, bumping my head, finding out along the way.
Yep.
This is not a bunch of, oh, this nigga read 600 books, so he's just some nigga that knows it all. I don't.
I'm gonna have to
Most
block.
of the
I'm gonna
reasons
have to
why
bleep out that N word.
I'm sorry, but most of the reasons why I started getting into behavior sciences and stuff like that was because I am very self aware.
Hmm.
There were behaviors that I ain't like within myself. And as a man who's leading men, I had to teach them that you can't be so married to your ideas, you can't divorce them in the face of learning something new, of having new information come in. You need to be able to check yourself,
Yeah,
govern yourself.
I
We
appre-
all need to do that.
I 100% agree with that. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that. But like you said, it comes from experience. Experience
Mhm.
is all of our best teachers. And once you become self aware, there's a lot of things that you can essentially stop in its tracks, if you will. For example, anything that's, social media.
Mhm.
I see beautiful women, but I don't feel a
Oh,
way about it. I'll be like, oh, she look, damn, she bad. I personally don't feel a way about that. I don't care if I see her on a yacht somewhere. We all have life gives us choices. So if this is something you're seeing, that if you are seeing something someone else has or are doing, you have the same capabilities. You just got to get
absolutely. I
your
seen your
mind
ass in
right.
real life.
Huh?
I seen your ass in real life. It's picture worthy, but I don't never see it on social media. So I know the rest of them could do it too. That ain't nothing. Like this ain't nothing new. If you
It's
got a little
nothing.
bit of self respect, you you lead by example. You have sons.
Mhm.
Your ass is unhideable, so you're going to see it, but you don't need to blast it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's not how you get your attention.
I don't want that kind of attention, honestly.
Listen, and again, we've seen each other at bars. I've seen you at
Mhm.
stores. I've seen
Mhm.
you. We've seen each other out. We've seen each other in all different kinds of environments. I've
Mhm.
never felt whatsoever in any kind of way that you was the type of person I could walk up and be disrespectful with, nor would I feel the need to. There are women who I can look at. We don't got to talk. I don't got to know you. I know what I can do with you. I
Mhm.
know. You know why I know?
Mhm.
Because you got the costume. I'm sorry. If you dress like a prostitute, I'm going to treat you like one. I don't give a shit what Channel 6 say about women empowerment and how you can do that. Me and my kids be watching TV all the time, right? And I had them watch old show, like old movies and stuff, and they was laughing, saying, "Yo, all the girls dressed like how the prostitutes dressed in the '80s movies." Oh, that's crazy. Y'all notice that? But when I say it, I'm nuts, right? I'm crazy. I'm misogynistic or whatever. No, no, I don't feel like I should dress like my teenagers. There should be a line of authority, and if there ain't,
Absolutely.
if there ain't, yeah, guess what? I should expect them to disrespect me in the crib. They're going to get that line. If you, they're going to get that line confused from time to time. I remember when my kids were little, people thought I was crazy. They got on cell phones. I don't. They don't got no job neither. They ain't got no bills.
Right.
Listen, you. I don't. You don't have to have everything I have as a man. You ain't learned everything I learned. You ain't been through what I've been through. When you've done that, then yeah, we can do that. But until
But
then, you got to do things
everything
at my time.
everything you're saying,
Mm.
it all circles back to balance. That is the key. Balance,
What did I start? What did I
balance,
start this off
balance.
with?
Huh?
What did I start this off with? Everything got to be balanced.
And
You
it's the
could
truth.
do you can do bad
Everything.
what you would call bad stuff if that's what you want to call it. We all have these things in us. God and the devil is in both of us because God is the devil. Seriously,
Whoa.
positive and
Okay.
negative,
So, okay.
positive and
All right.
negative is
So,
essential.
okay. So,
Your
okay.
car battery
So,
don't start without the negatives.
okay.
Mhm.
So, um,
That's the
that's
truth.
another topic for another
No,
day.
that's literally the topic.
No,
That's it.
no.
We are both.
Saying God is the devil, nah. Because you
You
know
don't think
what?
so?
Hold on, no, because we're actually running out of time, and I would like to have a conversation about
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
that's going to take us on a whole different path because I can say that since God has always, I've always believed in God, but
Every
once
holy
my
book tells you
journey,
that God and the devil are the same
hold on,
person.
hold on, hold
Mm-hmm.
on. Once my journey began,
Mm-hmm.
God has unveiled. He's shown up, and he still continues to show up to this day. So I will challenge anybody when it comes to that type of thinking. Now, I'm not negating the fact that we have different experiences. What you went through, what I went through, how you've overcome, how you've gotten through. Everybody has
Yeah.
different experiences. But for me, I know that God exists. I know what God's done for me. I know how God's pulled me out. So I will
Me
forever
too.
sing his
I can
praises,
say
right?
all that and still say the same thing. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I
So
pray with my children. Yeah.
good, as you should, especially with today's society.
Yeah,
They
that's
need
what I'm saying.
God.
I
They
acknowledge
need
both
God.
sides.
They need God. I'm gonna tell you, we all do, especially because we're living
Hold on,
in
you breaking
very
up.
evil times. We're living in very evil times, and there's a lot of evil
Oh,
people in high places. So you need to make sure that God is incorporated in everything we do, and you need to make sure God is
absolutely.
in the forefront of our children's lives because these kids today don't believe in nothing. So the reason why we didn't go through a
Wait,
lot
you
of the
talking about
stuff that
God?
we
Everybody
do,
witches now. What you talking about?
yes, they
I thought
are.
the new thing was to be witches.
No, well, I'm God body. I'm God over here. Okay.
I'm joking. You know I'm joking. I'm being
No,
funny.
I know,
Yeah,
I know. No, I
yeah.
thank you. No, I do want to have you back though, because like I said, we are running out of time. This was a good conversation.
Okay.
Although we went all around, it's still good. It's healthy conversation. And although we went around, it still applies to balance, which is what this all
Yes.
boils down to, right?
The
So
whole conversation was about that. Yeah,
it
absolutely.
was. In every situation we spoke about, it had to do with balance. So, with that
Mm-hmm.
said, before we end this crazy live, is there anything that you want to say before we go?
I do. Um,
Okay.
Me and Kay had like a really, really casual conversation about really, really heavy content matter.
Mhm.
Um, which I believe is her platform, and I really love that. But
Thank you.
my thing to y'all is really, really start changing the things that go into your head. They make a difference.
Yes, they do.
Start really learning how things work out here. Stop looking at these horror movies and thinking that with spirituality is it has nothing to do with that. It literally has to do with your mindset, negative and positive, and going through your problems. Stop running from them. You cannot win a fight running from your opponent.
This is true.
You have to go forward. The only way for you to get the things that you want in life is to be grateful, to be responsible, to be accountable,
Mhm.
and to be remorseful. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry.
No,
That's my last thing. If there's anything that I can really impart on anybody here, the life that you want starts at the moment that you start treating it like it has real value. And we don't treat our lives like they have real value. I always tell my children, if I had a winning lottery ticket, I wouldn't let anybody around it with a lighter until I cashed it. Stop letting people around you that don't see who you are because they can't nurture who you are. You can't become better around these type of people. So these are just a few little small practical things you can start doing right now.
I agree. I
And
agree.
again, just
I thank you for
put
that.
something in your brain that's worth learning. That's
Something
all.
of
Thank you.
substance, something of substance. Definitely. I agree with everything
That's
you said. Everything starts with our mind. That's why this is called Mind Matters, because everything you allow to enter your mind matters one way or another. So, with that said, I thank
This was
everybody
so
for
dope, by the
listening.
way. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I am
Really
going to
dope,
have you
man.
back though, because we need to continue this conversation. But I thank everybody for tuning in today. Dorian, I thank you for coming on, and I will definitely have you back in the near future.
Absolutely. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. See you guys.